Imagine pulling into your driveway after a long day, only to watch two so-called HOA cops corner your wife and slap her across the face over some ridiculous parking ticket. What would you do if you were a Navy SEAL, fresh from deployment, and those fake enforcers just crossed the ultimate line? Buckle up, because this story from a quiet suburban neighborhood in Virginia is about to explode with the kind of justice that makes your blood pump. Have you ever dealt with overzealous neighbors playing cop? Stick around as we unpack how one family's nightmare turned into a brutal lesson for the entitled. It was a balmy summer evening in a cookie-cutter community outside Norfolk. The kind of place where American flags wave from every porch and kids ride bikes until dusk. Our hero, Jake, a 38-year-old Navy SEAL on leave after his latest overseas tour, had just bought a modest ranch-style home with his wife, Sarah, a schoolteacher in her mid-30s. They were the picture of domestic bliss weekend barbecues, planting flowers in the front yard. Finally settling into civilian life after years of uncertainty, the HOA, though, was a different story. Who fancied herself the neighborhood sheriff, they patrolled like it was their personal fiefdom. Carla and her sidekick, a burly retired security guard called Ron, had started this HOA enforcement squad nonsense. Dressing in cheap uniforms bought online and flashing badges that looked more like Halloween props. Sarah had parked a bit over the line in their driveway that afternoon. Nothing major, just enough to spark Carla's wrath. Das! As Sarah stepped out to grab the mail, Carla and Ron swooped in, barking orders. Das. That's a violation. Move it now, or face the consequences. Sarah tried to explain she was just unloading groceries. But Ron grabbed her arm roughly, and in a flash of entitlement, Carla slapped her hard across the cheek, leaving a red welt. Sarah stumbled back, shocked, her packages spilling onto the pavement. What would you do if that happened to your loved one? Call the real cops, or something more direct? Jake arrived home minutes later, his truck rumbling up the street like a storm cloud. He saw Sarah on the porch, holding her face, tears streaming, and those two imposters still yelling about HOA authority. His SEAL training kicked in, instantly that hyper-alert mode where the world slows down, threats get assessed in seconds. He'd faced down insurgents in dusty alleys. But this was personal on his own soil. What the hell happened? He growled, striding over with the calm precision of a man who's broken more than a few jaws in his career. Sarah pointed, voice shaking. They hit me. Over parking. Carla puffed up, thrusting her fake badge. This is HOA business, sir. Your wife's in violation, and we're authorized to enforce. Ron nodded, cracking his knuckles like some wannabe tough guy. Jake's eyes narrowed. He spotted the discrepancies right away. The badges weren't official. No patrol car. Just Carla's minivan with a magnetic sign slapped on the side. But before he could de-escalate, Ron shoved Jake's shoulder, snarling, "Back off, or you'll join her." That was the spark. Jake's hand shot out, grabbing Ron's wrist in a vice grip honed from years of hand-to-hand combat. "You don't touch my wife," he said, voice low and lethal. Carla lunged forward, swinging wildly, but Jake sidestepped. Using her momentum to flip her onto the grass with a textbook takedown, Ron charged. But Jake drove an elbow into his gut, followed by a precise strike to the jaw that sent him crumpling. It was over in under 10 seconds, faces broken, egos shattered, the fake cops writhing on the lawn as neighbors peeked from windows, jaws dropped. Would you cheer or call for backup in a scene like that? The aftermath unfolded like a 4th of July fireworks show gone wrong. Real police sirens wailed soon after, summoned by a quick 911 from Sarah. Jake stood there, hands up, explaining everything calmly while the imposters groaned and accused him of assault. But the cops' actual ones saw through the charade fast. Turns out Carla and Ron had been running this scam for months, issuing bogus tickets to pad the HOA coffers, pocketing the fines for their own pockets. No real authority, just delusions of power in a community fed up with their reign. Jake's military record checked out clean, and body cam footage from a neighbor's Ring doorbell captured the whole slap-and-shove sequence crystal clear. Carla ended up in cuffs for impersonating officers and assault. Ron, too, for battery, their fake badges, confiscated as evidence. The HOA board dissolved the enforcement squad overnight, and lawsuits flew Sarah's for emotional distress, the neighborhood's for fraud. Jake and Sarah got a formal apology from the association, plus compensation to fix up their yard. The community breathed easier, hosting a block party in their honor, where Jake shared war stories, minus the classified parts, reminding everyone that real heroes protect their own. It was a wake-up call. Entitlement has no place when facing those who VA stared down real danger. Phew! Talk about a slap-turn-smackdown. Stories like Jake's prove that standing up to bullies, fake or not, restores a little order to the American dream. If you've got your own tale of neighborhood nonsense, drop it in the comments below. I love hearing how you handled it. Hit like if this fired you up. Subscribe for more edge-of-your-seat HOA showdowns, and I'll catch you in the next one. Stay safe out there.